Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining in on this call this evening. My name is Rick Mansfield, and I thank each of you for taking time out of your busy day to be here, and it is a busy time of year as well. So, whether you're here tonight because you're curious about better health or looking for ways to stay active and energized as you age, and we all do, or you're simply open to learning something new, I'm really glad that you've joined with us tonight. The presentation tonight isn't about hype or quick fixes. It's about understanding what's happening at the cellular level in our bodies and how small natural changes can make a meaningful difference in how we feel, how we move about, and how we live our daily lives. And that is why LifeVantage caught my attention in the first place. I didn't come in as a salesperson or as a believer in it. I came in as a customer, a new customer. About 8 years ago, I was introduced to LifeVantage through a business group I was in. And at the time, I was entering my 70s. I didn't have any major health issues, but my family tree included several family members with heart issues, including my own father, who passed at age 46 from his fourth heart attack. So I was well aware of the health issues that can spring up. And like so many people at this time of life, I was thinking more seriously about how I wanted to live going forward, how to stay active, independent, and enjoy life as much as possible. I started with LifeVantage's original flagship product called Protandim, which you'll probably hear about more tonight. And I'll admit I'm a little bit of a skeptic as I approached it, so I came in with a bit of cautious curiosity, I would say. But after a short time, I began to notice that everyday life just felt easier. Little aches and pains went away more quickly. Inflammation was less at different times. And I had a lingering shoulder issue about that time. And I was actually considering seeing a specialist about it. And then somewhere along the line, it simply resolved itself without further treatment. So after taking it for a few years, I unfortunately wasn't thinking, and I thought to myself, why haven't I told my wife about this, and why isn't she taking it? So she began as well, and she has experienced the similar benefits that I have. And together, we've been able to stay active. We get around easily. We do things that many people our age find more challenging. And I see a lot of them on Cape Cod. It's an older community, so there's plenty of people to witness. Um, After several years of experiencing these benefits myself, my skepticism obviously turned into rabid enthusiasm, and I realized this was something worth sharing. And as LifeVantage continued to develop new groundbreaking, all natural cellular activation products, I saw even more value, not just for myself, but for others as well. And that's what led me to take on the position of consultant. Today, I'm very excited to share with you what I have learned, but even more excited to introduce to you Dr. Dondee Nettles and his wife, Marci, who have over 16 years of experience with LifeVantage and a wealth of knowledge to share on past, present, and future of this wonderful company and its amazing products. And with that, no further hesitation, I'll turn it over to Dondee and Marci.
Thank you so much, Rick. I truly appreciate you, and it's been an incredible honor to one watch you experience the benefits of the products and ultimately become a consultant. But I love the way you approached the opportunity to be skeptical, and because I was very skeptical when I saw this 16 and a half years ago, and as a healthcare provider, I absolutely had to be skeptical. One, to preserve my professional and personal reputation, but also to preserve the relationship that I had in my community with my patients and with my colleagues. And so getting involved in a company like this, one, wasn't something I was looking forward to. And two, I didn't really have the bandwidth or the time in my calendar. When I saw the information that we're going to share with you guys tonight, I was at the height of my professional career, but at absolute rock bottom in my personal life. We had one of the largest practices in Arizona. We're seeing between 350 and 500 patients per week. I'm also a former AM radio show host. I had a radio program helping people with their health and wellness and empowering them to be their own health advocates. So I had to be skeptical, and I certainly was with this company and with these products. until I could no longer be, because the scientific validity of the products, the publicly traded nature of the company being on the NASDAQ, and just the flat out scientific research that was published in medical journals on the value and the efficacy of the products, I realized that if I didn't pay attention to these and share these products with people, somebody else in my town would, and they would take the place that I wanted to be in and that I was currently occupied in. And that's exactly what I did. And so when I got involved in this company a little over 16 and a half years ago, about a year and a half into my relationship with them, I was able to replace my practice income, therefore sell my practice and cancel my radio show and go home to be a dad to my children, because the 80 to 90 hours a week that I spent in my practice and preparing for my radio show kept me away from the 3-year-old son and newborn daughter that I had at home. And for 15 years, I was able to be a stay-at-home dad while my beautiful wife, Marcy, who's co-hosting with me tonight, who I met through this business, and we combined our purpose, our families, and our passions and our work ethics, and really got busy helping this company go global. And now we're in over 26 countries, literally helping thousands and thousands of people every single day, versus the 350 to 500 people per week, and only in my town. And when my practice was open, I was away from my family. So it gave me the ability to handle all of that, and the most beautiful human being I've ever met, and my wife, Marcy. So Marcy, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thank you, babe. You know, guys, LifeVantage really came and found me at the most difficult point in my life. I had been in law enforcement for almost a decade, and I loved that career. I chose to become a police officer when I was, 30 years old. Well, I went through the time period of being able to raise my kids and have the income I needed to support them really well, while I was serving people in the community that would call and would need me, right? Well, in 2009, I was in a car accident on duty that ended my career that fast. It left me with a brain injury and several herniated discs that required spine surgeries. And after those procedures, I could no longer fulfill the requirements of being a police officer. And so I went through a lot of loss. First of all, I lost my identity. I had banked on being a police officer for 20 to 30 years, but that got cut really short. I had a brain injury that left me in a fog at all times, and the medication they had me on made it even worse. I had so much pain that I was really not active at all. And so I was home, and my teenage kids at that time, their mother was present, but I wasn't really there or available for them. I went through a divorce of a marriage that had already been struggling, and we lost a house. And so I found myself in a downward spiral of depression. And when I talked to my doctor about it, he gave me another prescription medication that this time had warning labels on it, said may cause suicidal tendencies. And I ended up trying to take my own life 4 different times before very dear friends of mine were introduced to this company that we're sharing with you tonight. And when they saw the information that's very similar to what you're going to be seeing, they thought of me as one of the first people that they wanted to share it with. And I'll be forever grateful, because when I saw it, and the ABC primetime, you're going to see a bit of that tonight. When I saw what they said about this amazing product, I thought, hey, what if this works? What if I could get my mind working better? What if I could get my body to a level that I could actually enjoy some of the things that I used to enjoy, and I could like being alive again? And then on top of it, I was like, you know what? I know that if this works for me, I will absolutely be sharing it with other people. And so I jumped in with both feet. I picked up the biggest pack, which back then, it's very different than what we have to offer today, because we only had 2 products back then. We've come a long way since then. But I remember sitting at the counter and getting ready to take my first little yellow pill, and just hoping that this was going to be the answer that I needed. And I know now that God knew I needed a miracle, because within 3 days, I noticed a difference in the way my brain was working. It slowed down so that I could sleep at night without the sleep medication I had been on for 18 months. In the first week, I noticed a difference in my pain levels because my inflammation was decreasing. And within 5 weeks, I completely stopped the pain meds they said I'd be on for the rest of my life. And another 5 weeks beyond that, working with my medical professionals, I was able to become prescription drug free. And that's when we could get to the root cause cause and my body could heal itself. And so I got super excited, started sharing with everybody, and I have been super passionate ever since. And I am so grateful that this company brought me the solutions that I needed for my problems, but it also brought me a community of people that included Dr. Dondee, where we locked arms, we lifted each other up, and we are seeking out more people to join us to help us in this journey, as well as helping those people that are on their own knees praying for solutions to their own health issues. So we are so excited to have you guys here with us tonight to be able to learn more and to know that, life truly does get out of balance for all of us. And there's simple reasons for it. It's the food that we eat, the preservatives that's in it, and that fast food, it's really not food. It's more of a poison to your body. The medications that you've been on throughout your life, and we're going to talk more about that here in a little bit. How about aging? And not one of us can get out of life without aging, right? Those fine lines, those wrinkles, all those things that we didn't ask for. It's going to happen to every single one of us. And a lot of these things also lead to a lack of sleep. And on top of it, the technology, including these screens we're looking at right now, or the phones that you stay on till way past your bedtime, that keep you from getting the sleep that you need for healing, for restoration, and then just the environment that we live in. There is so much, toxins in the air or even in the water that we're drinking that's creating more of this feeling of being out of balance inside of our bodies. Well, we know here at LifeVantage that if we can heal the cell and heal the gut, actually get to the root causes of the problems and the symptoms that you're experiencing, you are going to be able to feel the best you have ever felt. And this truly is the LifeVantage way. We know that getting to the root issues is the solution. So if we can help you have healthy cells, those cells will come together to create healthy tissues. The tissues bind together and become healthy organs. Those organs in systems become part of who you are and what your healthy body can become. And so we know that we need to get to the root cause and have solutions to help you with those things. Well, LifeVantage is very different than any other company out there. We're actually the pioneer of activation. You're like, what is activation? Well, it's kind of the opposite of supplementation. Supplementation is when you take something to help you increase something that has become deficient inside of your body. Well, issues with that is you can take too little or you can take too much, and it can create a problem on its own. Well, with activation, it's turning your own body's innate intelligence on, activating pathways that have either gone to sleep or gone dormant or just slowed down throughout the years to help you feel and look the way that you used to, and even heal, kind of like you did when you were a teenager. How would that be? But that's the difference between activation and supplementation. Well, back in 2005, an ABC primetime investigative report aired. That's 20 years ago, guys. We're going to share a very small part of that with you because it's so important, because what they used to do is they would go out and they would try to disprove what people and companies were saying. And yet, here we are, 20 years later, showing you that news piece because it has become one of the very best third-party pieces of validation that we could have ever asked for and other companies covet. So please pay attention to this ABC Primetime short piece, and Dr. Dondee will pick it up after.
Following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Little did we know that aired 20 years ago, and that now in present day, that it would be the single greatest marketing piece the company and this industry has ever seen as far as product validation. In fact, when ABC Primetime did that, which was June 5th of 2005, it literally sent shockwaves throughout the scientific community on the topic of oxidative stress. And the reason being is, if you look at that graph on the right, that bar graph, you look at the red line, that represents, from left to right escalating, that represents the age-related prevalence of disease as we age. In other words, the older we get, the more diseases we get. But if you see the line directly beneath it, the blue line that says after Protandim, then where it says the age on the bottom, it's a horizontal line. And if you look at the left margin of 20 and the right margin of 80, that's the age of the participants that were actually in this study. The youngest participant was 20 and the oldest participant was 80. But when they took their blood and put it under a microscope, looking specifically for those byproducts of aging that relate to the older we are, the more likely we are to get diseases, they could not tell the difference between a 20-year-old's blood and an 80-year-old's blood, and they were looking for the byproducts of aging. That was revolutionary. And that is why, ever since, for the last 20 years, there has literally been an international quest to study that product that you see in the blue bottle. In fact, from last week's presentation to this week's presentation, there is now another published study bringing the total to 29. There's 29 studies published on oxidative stress as it relates to that product, not the ingredients, but that finished product, and oxidative stress, and that it lowers all the factors that create the aging process relative to oxidative stress. Extremely, extremely profound. By lowering oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Well, if you look at the bar, or look at the graph on the left, and you look at the object in the center where it says free radical, oxidative stress, or sick cells. This is why all these scientists around the world are paying such close attention to this, because if you look at the little objects that go around that object on the left, what do we have? We have the heart, we have the skin, the kidney, joints, lungs, brain, immune system, blood vessels, our organs, and our eyes. In other words, all parts of the human body are affected by oxidative stress, which creates stress to the cells and actually accelerates the aging process. Well, why is this so profound, and why is it studied so in depth? Well, if you look at the computer screen on the right there, it says 377,356. That was a month and a half ago. As of right now, and I checked it while that video was playing, there's 384,864 studies published published in medical journals on the relationship between oxidative stress and human disease. Why would 384,000 papers be published? Why 7,000 additional in a year and or in a month and a half on the relationship between oxidative stress and human disease? Because it's that important. That's why scientists are looking for it everywhere, which is why when you can lower that by 40% in just 30 days with an all-natural product, taking 1 tablet per day, you literally have given the person taking the product the ability to control their own aging process. And that is where we are with this. It's incredible. So next slide, if you would, Marci. So we always get this question, why do we have sick cells? Because sick cells are defined by the level of oxidative stress. Well, it's quite simple. If you look at the world we live in fact, in the last 60, 70 years since the Industrial Revolution, there have been over 80,000 new chemicals introduced into our environment, artificial chemicals, many of them herbicides, fungicides, pesticides that influence the foods that we eat. And many of us, even without those, have bad diets of convenience food, processed foods, carbohydrate, sugar-rich foods with synthetic ingredients, and lifestyle issues like smoking and alcohol and other types of things. So ask, do you personally indulge in these kinds of things? Do you know people who do? Or the air pollution, we really can't get around that. It's always there. We just have to try to minimize it as much as we can by where we live. But poor sleep because of electronic devices, because of stress, because of work, because of all kinds of other things. And then obviously the stress itself, and then little to no exercise. People are becoming more and more sedentary. If you look at the things we used to move around on or get from point A to point B when we were kids, and even when we were younger, and even now into adulthood, whether it be a bicycle, skateboards, or something like that, all of those things have become electric. We don't even need to use our legs to move them anymore. They move themselves. And the people that have desk jobs, which is incredible, more and more and more, we're becoming sedentary. Well, how would I know if I had these sick cells? What does it feel like? Chronic fatigue, like waking up tired, no energy, brain fog, lack of concentration, you get distracted easily, aches and pains all the time, you're sick all the time, headaches, and much, much more. That's just a partial sample, but that is what it feels like when we have sick cells. And that's why intervening and helping our bodies overcome that is so critically important, but also so critically in demand. So take it to make it. You're going to hear us say that a lot. You take Protandim NRF2 to make antioxidants. And that Marci alluded to that earlier on supplementing versus activating. And as she said, if you take antioxidants or you take vitamins or you take things that you're deficient in hopes of being healthier, if you take too little, you still have the problem, just a lesser version of it. But if you take too much of whatever it is, you can create a problem. Well, activation, it's never that way. Because what activation is your body doing the right thing at the right time and the right amount for the right reason. And so you take 1 tablet of the product in that bottle, Protandim NRF2, with food, and it creates inside your body the very antioxidants to minimize the oxidative stress load that you are under it. That is revolutionary. And that is why scientists all over the world are studying it. And ever since that date, we now have 29 studies on that one product published in medical journals all over the world, because it fights antioxidant things that are creating the oxidative stress at the source by creating your body's natural antioxidant enzymes that are 1,000,000 times stronger than anything you can take, and literally reduce oxidative stress by 40% in just the first 30 days. And it gets better and better the longer you take it. That's never happened before until this product came along. But we always ask this question: what else can we activate in the human body? What other pathways? And there are many of them. Since 2003, when we discovered, well, not we, but when the scientific community globally completed something called the Human Genome Project, we now know how many pathways the human body has, and we're always asking which one of these can we activate. And there's a new one that we just started activating less than 6 months ago, but it's a very profound one. It's one that literally affects every single person alive on planet Earth today in profound ways that you don't even know yet. But there's going to be a video we're going to show you here on exactly what this pathway is and why it's so critically important that it gets activated now. Watch this video.
You want to get an edge?
Your body is the most advanced operating system in the world. Every day, Trillions of cells run millions of processes at once. Over time, it can start to slow down due to stress, poor sleep, diet, environmental stressors. It can feel overwhelming. Suddenly, you feel the lag. Brain fog, low energy, poor digestion, slower recovery. That's your system struggling to keep up. What if, instead, you could give yourself an edge to tackle what the day has in store? From the creators of the world's most powerful activation products comes Healthy Edge. Healthy Edge starts with Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. It reduces oxidative stress by up to 40% in 30 days by activating your natural cellular defense system to help your body make its own antioxidants that are 1,000,000 times more powerful than any you could ever take. The other half of Healthy Edge is P84. Using the right amount of whole food ingredients, probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics, and digestive enzymes, P84 activates the master peptides in your gut that help regulate, repair, and restore balance, going beyond supplementation. On their own, each activator is powerful. Together, they help you feel unstoppable. NRF2 Synergizer is your defense. P84 is your offense. And when they work as one, you don't just keep up, you stay ahead of everything life throws your way. Want to level up your activation? Check out our other activator products and learn about sharing these life-changing products to start a healthy side business. Take back your day with Healthy Edge.
So powerful. Now we're talking about gut health. How do we know whether or not we have sick guts? Well, it's pretty simple. Some of the things that I mentioned on the previous thing, as far as sick cells, they apply here too. Like antibiotic usage. In fact, if you've had one round or been on one round of antibiotics within the last 5 years, you have a sick gut because it does not heal that fast. And what happens is the antibiotic kills all the gut bacteria, and you replenishing it, you need assistance. And most of the time we don't get it. Well, how about the processed foods, fast foods, convenience foods, packaged foods, synthetic ingredients foods, and those kinds of things, or genetically modified foods and the pesticides that come on them. And again, the synthetic ingredients, artificial ingredients, things you can't pronounce, don't put in your mouth, and it shouldn't be in your food. Pharmaceutical overload. There's an interesting statistic that 251 million prescriptions in the United States of just antibiotics was written last year. And it gets worse and worse every year. And for every single prescription written, there's 2 additional prescriptions written for the side effects of the first. So for every condition, there's 3 prescriptions written on average. That's just the reality in our country. And so under those terms, we have sick guts. Chronic stress. Most of us, because of the lifestyle we live, the keeping up with the Joneses, the work environment, whatever, we're under chronic stress. And most of us can't sleep as a result of that. And then obviously there's environmental toxins. So for any one of these individually and collectively, these are the reasons we have sick guts. But what does it feel like? How do we know? Bloating or excessive gas after eating, constipation and diarrhea after eating, abdominal cramping, heartburn, acid reflux, irregular bowel movements, maybe one a week, one every couple days rather than several a day, food sensitivities. In fact, 3 weeks ago, the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, came out with a report that this right here, food sensitivities have increased over 50% since the 1990s. 50% since the 1990s, and the number one cause is improper gut health. So right here is the magnitude of this problem and why we asked ourselves, how can we activate the gut? And then lastly, indigestion. And this is just a small portion of some of the things that how we know that we have sick guts and what it actually feels like when it's present. So take it to make it. Again, here we are. Take P84. P stands for phyto, meaning plant ingredients, and 84, there's 84 amazing ingredients in that Phyto Power 1, Phyto Power 2 combo pack. And we're talking about gut peptides. Gut peptides and digestive enzymes. Your body can make them, and when we instruct it how to do it again by triggering that pathway and activating that pathway, your body shows up and does what it's supposed to do in the right amount, for the right reason, at the right time, with no side effects except optimal health. That's powerful. And there's going to show you a list of the regulators, the repairers, and the restorers. These are some of the 14, we'll show you some of the 14 activators in the gut peptides that do this. But what does it do to regulate? Regulate helps control the master system of digestion, which, by the way, starts in the mouth. So chew your food properly. And then repair the gut lining, the mucus layer, the actual epithelial cells, and then restore the proper gut bacteria environment. So when you do all of that, you regulate, you repair, and you restore, you literally give back the efficiency and proper usage of your gut. And here are some of the 14, the gut peptides that increase, and by how much, by taking this P84. You see the regulators, the repairers, and the restorers, and collectively they give you back what is called the microbiome, the proper environment in your gut. And here's why this is important. It really doesn't matter what you eat. It matters what you break down and you digest and you absorb. And if you don't have the proper gut environment, all the amazing food and expensive organic food that you're spending your money on, you're creating expensive bowel movements with it because it doesn't get into you unless you have proper gut health. Here's 2 statistics about gut health and why it's so important. 70% of the efficiency of your immune system, I'm going to say it again, 70% of the efficiency of your immune system is because of the environment in your gut. And here's a big one. 95% of the dopamine produced in your body is made in the gut. Now, we talk about dopamine as it relates to the brain and serotonin balance, the dopamine serotonin balance inside your brain, which is where it's utilized, but it's made, 95% of it is made in the gut. So it's critically important. If you want cerebral balance and you want cognitive attention span, you need to heal the gut. Critically, critically important. And so here's a fun fact for you. And while I'm reading this fun fact or getting ready, I'm going to show you, we got 2 snack packs here. I'm going to break them and get them ready. But the fun fact here is that 30 feet is the average length of your digestive tract, which is about the length of a school bus. And we used to think that the skin was the largest organ in the body. We now know it's not. It's the lining of your gut. In fact, if you take that 30 feet and you lay it all out and you unfold all the folds, it takes up the actual area of a tennis court. So the area of a tennis court and the length of a school bus, that's your digestive system. So to have it working properly with all of that influence is critically important. Now, why do I have 2 packets of chocolate pudding here? Well, I'm going to show you how the Phytopower 1 works. So I'm going to open the first pack here. This one is like held on really tight. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put in a plastic spoon. And I'm going to show you what they typically call the blizzard test. So you can see what it looks like. I'm going to turn it upside down. This is chocolate pudding. It's thick. It's got a spoon in it. I'm going to sit it right there, and I want you to keep your eyes on it for the rest of the presentation. Now I'm going to take a packet of this Phytopower 1, and I'm going to put half the contents inside the second pouch of chocolate pudding. Wow, this is a lot harder to get off than the previous ones. Okay, and I'm going to take half the packet of this, and I'm just going to put it right here into the pudding. And then I'm going to stir it up. And I'm going to simulate the chewing process. So again, we talked about chewing your food. It's super, super important to chew your food. And I'm going to stir up the Phytopower 1 into this chocolate pudding, snack pack chocolate pudding, just to show you why it is so critically important to take these products and what they actually do when we take them. And so digesting your food is critically important, because if you're going to spend a lot of money on good quality food, it'd be really great if you could digest it and get the benefit from it. Well, if your body's not breaking it down, it can't. And so there we go. I added a half a pack and stirred it up to simulate the chewing process, and the spoon is there. Watch the spoons. I'm going to turn them so you guys can see them. So keep an eye on those as we go through the rest of the presentation. And when we end the presentation, I'll show you what happens to the one on my left, your right. So why is it different? This product, because of activation. It activates the gut peptides. It activates the digestive enzymes inside your gut. So you're literally breaking down the food that you're spending all of your hard-earned money on and reaping the health benefits as a result. So the Healthy Edge Stack is the Protandim NRF2 Synergizer, which lowers oxidative stress with the perfect foundation. Think about this. Lowering oxidative stress, focus on the second word, increases the efficiency by 40% of all the cells in your body in just 30 days. So if you lower oxidative stress by 40%, you increase cellular efficiency by 40%. What a wonderful foundation to start with. And then you focus on the Phytopower 1 and the Phytopower 2, collectively known as P84, and you increase the gut environment by improving gut peptides and rebuilding your digestive enzymes, and you're actually utilizing and absorbing the food that you're eating. You just gave that person the keys to health by lowering the stress of all their cells and improving the absorption of their bodies, improving also the immune system by 70% and increasing 95% of the dopamine production. That's phenomenal. Here's the top 5 reasons why people actually take this product combination. 24/7 offense and defense. And every championship team in every sport, if they play another team, offense and defense are critically important. So if those things are on 24/7 and they're going full tilt, when life hits, and doesn't life hit hard sometimes, your body's ready. That's the point. Proactivity versus being reactive. No symptom management here. We are priming the body for when the difficult times come, because they do, but we want to just make sure that our bodies carry us forward optimally as possible. And then right ingredients in the right amount for the right reason at the right time. Critically important. Number 4, the original breakthrough, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer, and emerging science. When they come together, we are now moving into 2026 with the most amazing and scientifically validated 1-2 punch in a product combination for human health ever on the natural side of the equation. And lastly, number 5, simple, convenient, and easy, because if it's complex, people won't do it. If it's inconvenient, people won't do it. If it's hard, people won't do it. So it's super simple, and that's why it does it. So the old you, it's like no motivation, you're feeling stressed all the time, food sensitivities, and you just feel out of whack and not yourself. Well, with the P84 and the Protandim NRF2 Synergizer, the new you, steady energy all day, sustained throughout, focused, clear, intentional, everything moving and grooving, and strong and protected. That is really not, and it's not hypothetical, it is absolute fact. And that's why it's so popular and why people are just lining up to take it. Go ahead, next slide, Marci. And so another question, what else can we activate? How about collagen? Because of the 25,000 proteins your body makes, collagen is the most important. It's literally the glue that holds you together. So the Healthy Glow Essential Stack is back to our first hero product, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer, paired with our True Science Liquid Collagen. Liquid collagen. And collagen is something that every tissue in a joint, the bone, the tendon, the ligament, the cartilage, and the muscle all require en masse. And that is exactly what we're creating here. Your body's ability to make its own collagen again. So combining Protandim and True Science Liquid Collagen is now rebuilding the body from the inside out, making it, yes, with hair, skin, and nails, it's incredibly important to look great on the outside. But if you're functioning great on the inside, it's even better. Significantly reduces cellular stress while rebuilding literally the building blocks of every part of your body from the inside. And here's just 2 examples. Holly, our dear friend, on the left, and Dr. Kat Caden on the right. These are not paid actors, and these are not Photoshop people. This is 30 days of being on the combination of these products, before on the left, after on the right. And if you can, and when you can see outward differences by taking an internal product, everything that the product had to pass to get to the outside benefit is on the inside. So you're getting all kinds of internal benefits too. And that's ultimately why we take this product combination. But the looking better is obviously very, very important as well, but incredible. And Axio, we talked previously, or I just mentioned a few minutes ago, about neurotransmitters, cognitive function. One of the things that is super important is focus, attention span, mood, memory, especially in a distracted world. So what if we could take the active ingredients in Protandim, put them in a different delivery system, mix it in a bottle of water, shake it up, and have it target specifically your brain for focus, attention span, laser beam attention span. That's exactly what we have here, because it changes the neurotransmitter understanding of the brain and allows the brain to perceive its own limitation and remedy its own issue from a neurotransmitter standpoint. And there's caffeinated flavors and there's decaffeinated flavors, because human adults are not the only humans that suffer from cognitive challenges on an attention span. Children suffer from it as well. So we use this in children all the time, and whether they like it in the packet, which you just put it in a bottle of water, shake it up and drink it down. You can make gummies out of it. You can make popsicles out of it for kids, but it's incredible what it does to cognitive function and more specifically attention span and focus. Incredible.
Awesome. All right, babe, if you could pull your screen down too, so that when you're talking, we can see that other spoon. We're missing your control spoon there. But I just want to just reiterate here what LifeVantage is. We are the take it to make it company. We actually empower our bodies to make the antioxidants, the proteins, the enzymes, and everything that we need to have the health that we truly desire. And when you do what I did after I had these amazing benefits and you get excited, when you share this opportunity, you're also activating your ability to create an additional income stream to help move you and your family forward. So first of all, we've shared with you some amazing activators, but we actually have a full product catalog that you have the opportunity to participate in using yourself or sharing with those people that you care about. We have additional activators in the Protandim family. We also have our amazing activating GLP-1 system, the mind-body system that activates your own GLP-1 hormone. We have activated hair care, activated skin care that is non-toxic, and so you don't have to worry about putting things on your body that will absorb in, that will create you more oxidative stress. Then we also have amazing high-end supplements that help our activators work better, and our activators help our supplements work better. So all of these products are available to you to use. So why LifeVantage and why now? Well, guys, we have got so much goodness going on, and it's just getting gooder and gooder. Our Evolve compensation plan, it works for all types of consultants. So for people that just want to share the products, you can make some significant income by getting customers. Or if you're someone that sees the potential of really leveraging the efforts of yourself and other people, you can create a significant income for you and your family. Our products don't just supplement, they activate, and they are unique. The beautiful thing about that is the opportunity, because people cannot get these products anywhere else than through LifeVantage. So what could that mean for you? We are publicly traded and fully transparent. We're on the NASDAQ. Our ticker is LFVN. So you don't have to just trust us in the things that we're sharing with you. You can go and check it out for yourself. And we are thriving here at Activation Nation. So much so that we are making massive investments into our future, our product development, as well as bringing in other people to be able to just increase, whether it is our technology, our product base, or even acquiring other companies. But before we talk more about that, we want to talk a little bit about the industry and how it rewards innovation. I'm sure that you have probably purchased a product from a direct sales company at some point in your life. I mean, there is vitamins, aloe vera, proteins, and how about those juice wars? Or are you ready to see it all over your social media? The weight loss challenges, right? Well, we've talked about the cutting edge of Protandim NRF2, reducing oxidative stress in just 30 days by 40% on average. Well, gut health is the next big thing. As a matter of fact, it is a growing market that is currently at $14.4 billion being spent every single year on gut health products. Well, in the next 10 years, it's expected to expand to $32.4 billion. That's a huge amount of money and a huge opportunity. The fastest growing regions for gut health are North America, Asia Pacific, and Europe. And good news, LifeVantage is open in all of those markets. So the emerging science of P84 added to our activation approach is unstoppable. It gives you the opportunity to not just ride a trend, but to truly build a business that will last and that will benefit your family for generations. So our leadership is visionary. Steve Fife is our CEO. He actually started out as our chief financial officer. He's the one that got us to the point of being completely fiscally responsible, debt-free, and financially transparent. We're being traded on the NASDAQ. Everything is reported every quarter. And so the beautiful thing about that is that we as consultants have a say, and we know what's going on all of the time. We have been highly recognized. I mean, heck, we've rang the bell on Times Square at the NASDAQ building like 3 times I know of in the past 5 or 6 years. That's super amazing and major recognition for our company. On top of that, we've been in Newsweek, Forbes magazine, and on all kinds of television programs as well. We have got an amazing opportunity to be able to give back through LifeVantage as well. This is one of my favorite parts. It's the LifeVantage legacy. It's our 501c3 charitable arm of the company where we get to come together, we raise money, and then we do good with it. Whether it is filling backpacks for children so they have food to eat on the weekends, or it's restoring school buildings in small towns in other countries where it would never get done unless LifeVantage did it. And on top of that, we've been building homes in Puerto Penasco, Mexico for over 14 years now, and being able to provide homes to families that would never be able to have that type of roof over their head without the caring hearts of people at LifeVantage. So if you're looking for something to be part of that is so much bigger than you, let me tell you, this is your sign. You found it. But as Dondee said, we continue to ask, what else can we activate? And a few years ago, our CEO, it's like he has this magic ball that he looks into, and he knew that we needed to evolve our compensation plan. The name of the plan is Evolve, and you can earn in many different ways. You can earn by sharing the products. You can earn by building and growing a team, and you can earn by becoming a leader that helps this movement move forward. So some of the ways that you can create income by gathering customers, there's 2 different bonuses specifically for sharing product with individuals. So our customer sales profit, this is where you get to keep the difference between the price that they pay as customers and your price every single month that they order. Now, the difference can be whether they purchase at the highest price, which is the retail price, and then the customer on subscription price is about 10% below that. So we want our customers to get the best deal. So we want to help them get set up on subscription. And so the difference between the subscription price and the consultant price is an additional 10%. You would make that 10% every single month off of all of your customers that you share products with. Every single month that they order, not just the first one. And then the second bonus is the personal sales bonus. As you keep sharing products with customers and they purchase from you, you add up the volume that is associated with the products that they purchase. And as it grows and you hit milestones in your business, you will earn extra rewards for gathering more customers. You can actually earn up to 40% of your customer sales volume. Super lucrative bonus for people that only want to get customers. And then, of course, if you have one of those customers that desires to share what they're getting the benefits from with the people that they know and care about and want to become consultants with you, there are fast track bonuses or rewards for building a team early. And I will tell you that your customers, you will have some of them that will absolutely want to share with others. And so when you build and grow a team, you can earn up to 9 levels of commissions from that team. This is where the leveraged income comes in. What our level commissions are is it's rewards for helping and supporting others as they grow their business. This is one of the best ways to be able to create an income, at least in my opinion. Helping someone else win and create an income for themselves and their family before I get paid, and then I get paid really well for it every single month, month after month. Absolutely, this is a fantastic way and business to get started today. Well, if you want more information on our Evolve compensation plan, because I just shared with you just 3 of the bonuses and there are several more, you can use this QR code to go into the company website and see the complete Evolve compensation plan. Or, of course, get with the person that invited you here tonight to be able to get your questions answered. Get connected with someone that can help you with that. Maybe myself, Dr. Dondee, we would love to be able to help you. Now, I want to get you to kind of dream a little bit. First, let's be a little practical. First, this is our income disclosure statement. Again, remember, we're publicly traded, so everything we share with you needs to be the facts and only the facts. Well, on the left-hand side of this form is going to be what we call our ranks. And on the 3rd row in from that left side is the average monthly commission that's paid at each one of those ranks. I'd like for you to just take a moment and look down that screen. And just when your eye stops on a number, that number that you would need to make like in the next 6 to 9 months for you to even consider getting started today, I want you just to mentally jot that number down. And then I want you to think a little bit bigger. Where would you like to be in the next 2 to 3 years? Putting in some time, putting in some effort, and working with a team. What type of an income on a monthly basis would you like to make to help your family or yourself move forward? And then I want to give you permission to dream. I want you to think big. Look at those numbers there. Where would you like to be in the next 5 years or 7 years? Because this time is going to pass by anyway. Think about what type of a pay raise you'll get at your job in the next 5 or 7 years. And then think about what you could do and build for yourself in a generational, willable asset in the next 5 to 7 years. Write down those numbers and then get with the person that invited you here tonight and let them know what your numbers are. And they can help you strategize how to get there. And we can do that together as a team as well. And then look all the way to the right there at the average number of months to achieve the rank. This is the number that has been the average time that each person has gotten to that rank. You can be average and get there at that about the same time, or maybe it'll take you a little longer because you're not going as fast as you can, or maybe you're above average and you can get there faster. Whatever it is, get with the person that invited you and let's explore the possibilities. This is the way that you can get started as a consultant. The Healthy Edge Pack is something the company has put together that is so financially affordable for everyone. It's only $250. It does give you a 30-day supply of the Healthy Edge stack that has Protandim NRF2 and the P84 system, as well as all of the resources and tools that you need to be able to build your business. It even comes with the app. It comes with your website. It comes with a back office to be able to track your business. And you get the products at 11% discount. Or if you're like me, you want to be able to try more of the products. You want to be able to have that personal experience and story to share, or maybe even products to sample out. You might want to choose the business pack. This is where you get the majority of our most popular activators and some of our supplements, hair care, skin care, all of that goodness. Well, guys, this is going to give you 37% savings off of the products if you were purchasing them individually. With this pack, you're also going to get all the business tools, the websites, the app, but on top of it, you're going to get 2 event tickets. And these event tickets are valued at like $450. What it does is it gives you free registration to the next 2 corporate events where you can come and you can learn how to do this business. You can meet more people that are doing it. You can hear the stories. You can build your belief, but it's going to help you move forward faster in creating that income that you're wanting to create. And again, you also get discount codes to be able to share with other people. 3 for customers, 3 for consultants to join you quickly for 10% discount off of the product packs. And then, of course, you're going to want to continue your journey on the products with your health journey by subscribing with a stack. It gives you the lowest price on the products, as well as the company has put together in a really smart way specific product combinations that create a synergy inside of your body to get the best benefits. And as I mentioned, you get a discount when you purchase these products together, and having them on subscription gives you the lowest price. So get with the person that invited you here today to find out what your health goals are, share that with them, and then they can help you strategize which stack is the best one for you to have on subscription. And if you haven't noticed, 2025 is almost over. 2026 is coming real fast, and that brings with it New Year's resolutions. Well, we want to offer to you the opportunity for a no resolution revolution. We do not want to have resolutions in our health anymore. No more moving forward. We want to help you with those goals by activating your body. And LifeVantage has put together 2 amazing discounted offers for you for stacks. You can actually use our Healthy Edge stack as well as our Mind Body system and get 25% savings off of purchasing these products individually when you purchase them together in this stack. Significant savings. Plus, you don't just get it for this month, you also get it for the month of January at that discounted price. Or if you're somebody that just really wants to add in Mind Body to your system, you're already using some of our products, 20% off of the Mind Body system for the month of December. And when you put it on subscription in December, you get it for that same price in January. So this is a great way to get started with a discounted price. Well, guys, we are so excited that you joined us. And before I stop this recording, I'm going to actually stop sharing here. so that Dr. Dondee can show you the results of the demonstration that he's doing with the pudding. So, hey, what happened to that spoon there that's laying down on its side, doctor?
It's getting a little lazy, but let me show you the control first. So this is the original one. So it still passes the test, still full. No, this was the control. This is the one. I'm going to pull the spoon out. This was the one that we had half of a pack of the Power 1, but let me show you what actually happens. It literally turns it into liquid, like chocolate milk. That's what it looks like, and that's what happens when digestive enzymes break down the food that you're eating. It turns pudding into chocolate milk. And that's just a small demonstration, but it does the same exact thing, and your body makes these digestive enzymes, but it loses its ability to do that over time. And when we activate the pathway again, we return that efficiency to the system. So there you go, live demonstration. I always love doing that.
Fantastic. We'll get back to the person that invited you here tonight. Let them know your numbers, and let's help you get started today on your activation journey. Thanks so much for being here.